welcome back to another video. We are going to keep the format same. I'm recording this video on 2nd of Feb 2026. I just came back from Kalagoda Festival and I just saw this one movie, Sydney Sweeney, Housemaid, and at the end the song was playing I Did Something Bad by Taylor Swift, and then again there was this My Diary, his diary, okay. And these are all the things that I've written down that I want to talk about. And then something just was like, I want to do this right now. And as I entered my flat, I had two parcels. One is from Nika, this one is from Nika, this one is a random anonymous book from a book exchange which was online, anonymous. So I thought I'll just unbox these with you and talk about that one thing that I want to talk about, which is it's okay to take a step back. And I also want to tell you guys, this was the other book that I received. I don't know who sent it, but I'll read it soon and I'll let you guys know how I found it. Okay, it's Laneige. It's a lip serum. There's this one more little thing. It's Etude Benefixing. Let's go. Thank you, Naika. And unboxing the book, which I am really excited about. Also on my Instagram, there's this one reel जो मेरी फीड में ना बहुत बार आ रही है, जिसका background audio is something like stop taking directions from people who don't even. Okay, first the book. It's Silent Patient. Thank you, whosoever sent it. Thank you so much. And let's get to the point. Oh, I was telling you guys about the Instagram reels. Yeah, so it was, okay, stop taking directions from people who are never going to walk on your path. And I was like, true. I think this was the right time when I needed to hear this. And I think this video just might be the best thing that you're going to hear right now, because it's okay to take a break, it's okay to step back. And not in the sense ke it's okay to step back in terms of ke burnout, step back. And that is not something that I want to talk about. What I want to talk about is that, it's okay to step back from situations that are going to make you feel uncomfortable. You don't have to like put this pressure on yourself to always be there for everybody. You can just take a step back and be there for yourself. In terms of, let me explain you what am I exactly talking about. Okay, so there's this one thing that I want to begin with, that taking a step back from anything, any situation, any person, or anything at all in this world, first of all, is not weakness. It is a well thought move. It's not avoidance. It does not make you like look like a coward or somebody who's fearful of situations or something like that. No, taking a step back for your own good is actually the best thing that you can do for yourself. That is something I want all of you to understand. Okay, so yeah. There are situations where, like, for example, while I was unboxing this, it's not like I'm fully present here. I'm thinking of a lot of other things, and that's the case with most of us nowadays, of course, right? And most of the times we are thinking of situations, past situations, future situations, where we were like as if we are still processing that decision. For example, let me give you an example. Say there's this one situation where I was supposed to be present, but I did not go for my own good. Now I'm just thinking about that, what would people think that I did not go, and I'm still processing the decision in my head when it's already done. You don't need to do that, because nobody really cares except for you. And you just need to care about your own good, your own self. And if you take a step back from such a situation, you just need to think about yourself, not about anybody else. And honestly, this is the most self respecting thing that you can ever do. And you know what? Growing up, we are just taught that be the bigger person, just be cool with the things, show up. But nobody really prepares you for the fact that showing up at some places is not worth it. They just don't deserve your presence, attention, or any of those things. And this is something that I did not like realize all throughout my life. This is something that I realized very recently, because I was this person who would always like show up for people no matter what. I would just like shrink myself to fit in so that the other person feels happy. But we just gotta stop doing that, because I learned it the hard way, although, but I learned it. And the fact now that I take up space for myself just makes me love myself even more, because that just makes me feel like I did something for myself, for my own good. And people would notice that, trust me, because they might not notice the fact that you showed up despite all of the situations and constraints, but they might notice that this person is taking a step for themselves, which most people, I think, appreciate, should appreciate. And by saying that some places don't deserve your presence and attention, I don't mean that you're way bigger than them, or they are nothing in front of you. None of that at all. I just mean that there are situations when you have outgrown the dynamic, and you just got to respect that for your own good. And again, I think you guys would have noticed the pattern that whatever I see is coming from my experience. So this is also something that's coming from my experience, that I had to make this very difficult decision of not going to a place, a celebration, in fact, I'll just be very clear. And it was about a person I really love and care, and she loves and cares for me even more than I do for her, of course. But then I did not go, because not because I did not care about the entire thing, I genuinely do, but because, you know, I did not want to cost my peace or anything. And when I said that people would appreciate that, she appreciated that. So that's what I'm trying to make you understand, that stepping back at times is just going to make you feel more loved by your own self, and people who are actually considerate, and people who actually care for you, if things make sense. And I'm not telling you this entire scenario because I want to tell you guys. I'm telling you because this is something that I've seen a lot of people struggle with, including myself, because we keep like struggling to show up at places even when our body is aggressively saying no. Our body is like, no, because your nervous system just starts giving you signals. And I want to give this to Tess, specifically the trauma elective they have. I have started to understand my nervous system even better for some reason. So when it's giving me a signal, I get it. So I would say just start trusting your bodies more than you trust other people or anything else. You should trust yourself even more in all of these situations. And wanting to be at a place does not mean that you should be there. There, a, there's a lot of difference between the two things. There's this one little thing that I want you guys to listen to very carefully, that is, there are moments when you realize that your growth has quietly created distance. And instead of accepting that, you try to shrink yourself back into the old spaces. And you tell yourself, it's fine, just one more time, just this one evening, I can handle it. But here's the thing that no one says loudly enough, that is, you don't have to keep putting yourself in rooms where you are disrespected, even subtly. Even a small word that you feel is disrespecting, you don't need to show up at that place at all for yourself. And this is where I want to say something like very clearly to you guys and to myself, that don't take directions from people who are never going to walk your path. Yeah, I think which is why this reel is coming in my feed again and again. And you don't have to spend time with people who resent you, because sometimes people aren't against you openly. And this is what I learned, that people would not be their real selves on your face, because they are going to be very uncomfortable around the fact that you are becoming something they could not. And that discomfort shows in very weird ways: in control, in competition, wanting access to you but wanting nothing good about you or for you. And not everyone who asks about you cares about you. Not everyone who wants to be around you is rooting for you. And I know this sounds harsh, but it is very real and very common, and more common than you think it is. And if you keep surrounding yourself with such people who are bitter, who like constantly keep projecting their lives on you, who are stuck, and it starts affecting you then, because as a person, I really believe in energies and auras. So you need to realize that you are not weak in this situation. It's because of the energy transfer that happens between people, and I am a strong believer of energy. And you don't become like people overnight. You slowly adjust to survive the environment, and one day you just wake up and you realize that it's not me. And which is why taking a step back is important, reflecting is important, reconsidering is important. Sometimes stepping back is not about the situation, it's about refusing to lower yourself to adjust, to belong. And again, there was a point where I had to ask myself, why am I trying so hard to be okay in places that I don't even feel safe anymore in? And the answer was very uncomfortable because a part of me did not want to miss out, did not want to leave, did not want to be talked about, did not want to be seen as difficult. But another part of me, that part which was healed, was growing and was learning and was trying to get back to her real self, knew that showing up would mean abandoning my own self. Which is why, again, I'll repeat the same thing: stepping back is okay. Line that I want you guys to listen to very carefully, which is, you don't owe access to people who are confused about you. Simple. Ground rule. And I just want you guys to like repeat this line in your head again and again. Anytime you are in this situation or in a confusion, just repeat this line in your head, and I am sure it would bring some sort of clarity to you. Another thing that I want to talk about is that you can love people and still choose distance. You can care about people deeply and say that, not today, not like this. You can take up your space. For the right people, distance would never mean drama. It's just maturity, which most people lack nowadays, but it's okay. And yes, let's accept the truth that situations and all of this does hurt at times, but it's better to let it hurt and let it go, instead of sitting with the hurt, sitting with the people around who are actually not your people. But do you know what would hurt even more? The fact that you are betraying your own self for somebody else, just to prove that you are okay in somebody else's presence when you are actually not. And honestly, at this stage of my life, I don't take opinions, suggestions, or anything at all, even energy from people who don't understand my journey, who don't understand who am I as a person, what ideas, what morals I trust in, what my life is, and what I want my life to look like in the future. And I think that has brought a lot of peace in my life, which I am really appreciating, touch wood. I don't want myself or you guys to dim your light because somebody else feels uncomfortable, and you don't need to explain yourself or make yourself fit in uncomfortable situations for other people. And you don't have to explain your boundaries or even why the boundaries exist. You just gotta respect yourself and your boundaries and build the boundaries in a way that people don't question them. You know what? The truth is that people who are meant for you truly would never make you feel guilty for choosing yourself, ever. Would never say that you are selfish for doing something for yourself or having boundaries or like, trusting your own gut. In most of the situations, they are going to appreciate your decision, and if not appreciate or understand, but they are not going to punish you for that at all. And if you're watching this video and you relate to any of it, and you are in a phase of your life where you are thinking of taking a step back, or you are stepping back, you are saying that no more, you have started to choose silence over explanation, or like have started to build boundaries with people, I want you to know something: that you're not becoming cold, you're not becoming a bad person, you're just becoming clear, and you're just starting to love yourself even more. And clarity sometimes looks like distance to people who benefited from your availability, and people misuse your availability at all times. And you know what? Taking a step back does not mean you are losing out on anything. Sometimes it's finally choosing yourself, which is okay and which is completely normal. and fine. So yeah, if you needed permission today, here it is. Don't go where you feel uneasy, where you feel uncomfortable, you feel uninvited, you feel disrespected. Don't take directions from people who are never going to walk your path. And don't keep shrinking just to keep the peace, because peace that costs your self-respect is not the real peace. And that's all that I wanted to say. That was it for this video. I'll see you guys very soon in the next video. Yeah, I'm not going to spell the title. Wait for it. Bye. Stay beautiful. I'll see you guys in the next video.
I think you should stop taking directions from people who have never been to the places you want to go. That's what I think.